Right, Clarets family action. Preston North End 0, Burnley 0. Before I get started, I just want to say, Hannibal, we're with you, mate. There's no room for racism in football, in life. Like, there's just no room for it. There's no need for it. It's absolutely disgusting, and at the time you could tell something had happened, but you weren't too sure what. Um, but there's no room for it, mate. Like, this is to the Preston lad. Obviously, there's no room for it. Um, the it's 2025, for God's sake. Like, just I don't know. It baffles me in this day and age. But yeah, Hannibal, we're with you, mate. I know you probably won't see this. You probably won't watch it, but there's no room for it in this day and age. But yeah, the match itself. Look, it's one of them where we've created three really good chances, put one of them in the back of the net, and you're coming away saying, "Oh, what a good performance." But we've not put those in the back of the net, and a lot of people say today it's on Parker. A lot of people say that the 11 nil-nils that we've had this season are on Parker, but look, we've got that chance in the first half where Foster misses it, and I don't know how he misses it, and I still don't know how he misses it. Where he skies it over. You've got the chance, a couple of chances from Fleming's head, where again, you don't know how he's missed them. And an inept referee as well, who bottled the occasion and just, it just couldn't hack it. And I'm sure Preston fans will jump on this being like, oh, well, we had that offside goal at Turf Moor. And yeah, fair enough, that goal probably should have stood, but we should have had a penalty today. That referee might as well have been wearing white because he was just absolutely abysmal. One thing happened and he gave Preston a free kick, and then he bottled it if it were for Burnley. And it happened quite a few times. Like I say, he was just inept, but I don't want to pin it on him today because we've created some chances and we've just not put the ball in the back of the net. And that sort of sums up the entire season for us, doesn't it? 11 nil-nils now, and that's exactly why we're absolutely solid defensively. We're absolutely incredible defensively. We'd all know that. And I'm going to bang on about it again because another clean sheet is fantastic. I don't care what anyone says, another clean sheet is fantastic. And this clean sheet record is just going to keep going, and it's incredible. And still 9 goals only conceded, and we're on the 15th of February. And it's absolutely outstanding. And like I say, I don't care what people say, because yeah, we need to be putting the ball in the back of the net at the other end. But that defence and that defensive record is incredible. But going forward, it's not. And that today sums up our season. We've created chances, which we've only really created 3 proper chances that I can think of in the game. We've created 3 proper chances and not one of them have been able to be taken. Yeah, fair enough, you might give Fleming a bit of leeway because of the amount of goals he scored this season, but the chances that he had today, he should have been scoring them. Foster, that's the second one in 3 games. Very similar position, very similar situation, very, very similar outcome. I like the lad. I thought against Hull midweek was probably his best performance. I thought he'd played well against him. I thought he did okay today, but he ain't a goal scorer. He's not a striker. And I know that he's not been playing up front, but he cuts inside and he should be, if he's the man that is supposed to be the number 9, or that's meant to be his position, he should be burying at least one of them chances. And he hasn't done it again today. And I'm not convinced that he is actually good enough for this league. like I say, I thought he played well on Wednesday night against Hull. Thought he did okay today. But wingers were our problem today. Anthony was just... I don't know what happened with him today, because I thought midweek, second half, he did well. Today, he couldn't do any of the basics, and it's, I think, probably about the 75th minute. I mean, it was hard because there's no proper screen, see the time on, but about the 75th minute, he looked like he'd just given up and he just weren't trying. And that really winds me up, because all you want is sweat on the shirt and the effort, and if you're not trying at 75th minute, then what's the point? But I thought he was poor today, Anthony. I honestly thought the best player on the pitch for us going up to that incident obviously was Hannibal, but I think he might have lost his head a little bit at that incident, and I don't blame him for it, because it's one of them where at the time you don't know what's happening. We were in the stands and someone, what's happened, and he said, someone said something to him, like, well, yeah, like, we know that, but you didn't know what was going on. And I thought that might spur us on a little bit. I thought, it might fire up the rest of the team, and it looked like it was going to do, because after that, I think we created some good movements. Again, we were in and around their box quite a bit, but no, it were poor. And like I said, like, you take it in isolation again, a 0-0 draw at Deepdale is good, in isolation. But when you look at the amount of 0-0 draws we've had this season, it's not good enough, is it? But like, we're still third. We're still in the playoff positions. We're still in touching distance of, Sheffield United and Leeds. But that's my big concern, that we're starting to open a little bit of a gap between us and Sheffield United. And that's the concern, really. But yeah, obviously would have preferred a win. Not too upset with the 0-0 draw. Steve, Humphreys, Egan Riley, Trafford, Roberts, outstanding once again defensively. They are brilliant defensively, and they do what they need to do. And yeah, like I say, another clean sheet, another 0-0 draw. It's another point on the board. Kick racism out of football. Up Clarets.